14-0. And Phyllis, do we have somebody ready now out in Green Bay?
I certainly hope we do, and I tell you what, this man, Walter Payton, certainly deserves to be talked to today. He carried the ball 23 times for phenomenal, as you said earlier, 205 yards and 2 TDs, and Irv pointed out that he is leading the league 858 yards, and he's light years above everyone else. I think you said McCutcheon came in second. Let's talk to him. I'm anxious to hear if he even knows he's that far ahead. Johnny Morris, are you ready for us? Ready for us? Ready.
Gave all those nice statistics, so I won't go through them again, Walter. 205 yards, that ties a Bears record. You got to be a happy gentleman this evening.
I am, Johnny, because as I was a kid and I watched Gil Sears play with the Bears, he was my idol, and everything that he did on the field, you know, I just idolized it. And to come out here today in the same field and to accomplish this defeat, it just makes me feel good all over.
Well, the running game went so well against the Packers here. Everybody ran well. Did you do anything different, or were the guys just blocking a lot better than they did against Atlanta last week?
That's it, Johnny. As we went over the films of the Atlanta game, we just looked at it in about 5 or 6 plays where it's just a matter of inches where we could have broken for long gainers, 60 or 70 yarders, and that would have been the difference of the game. And this past week, we just worked on our blocking techniques a little more, and it paid off today.
Now, you go about 5'10", 205 pounds. That's not real big, and you go in the middle of the line, you go around the ends. Do you mind carrying the ball that much?
Well, you know, those guys up front, you know, they make it a lot easier for me because they're getting their blocks and they're sustaining their blocks, and believe me, you could do it. You could just walk through there.
No, I don't think so, Walter. How about the Bears now? They were 2-4. You had a couple of bad losses. You're 3-4. You still feel you have a chance to get to catch those Vikings?
I think so, because Minnesota, they got a tough schedule coming up, and we're just getting into the thick of ours, and the guys are really coming around, so we still got a chance. Don't count the Bears out.
Well, you know, a lot of backs, great runners, have not been traditionally great blockers. You are an excellent blocker. Did you decide a long time ago that you were going to block for somebody who's blocking for you, or how did that come about? How did you become such a good blocker?
Well, Johnny, it goes along with the position. You can't be a good running back on one phase of the game and fall down in the other phase. So if you can't do it all over, well, you're not a good running back. So I made up in my mind that if I was going to block just as good as I run.
Okay, Walter, thanks a lot. Best of luck, and you had a fantastic game. You now have 14 100-yard performances in a 3-year career, and you can't do much better than that. Thanks, Walter.
Thank you.
Now let's go back to CBS Control in New York with Brent Musburger and Phyllis and Irv.
Thank you very much. Hey, Walter's a nice young man. Any fellas?
Really is. Terrific guy, and he's so humble about all this. He said if you had those guys out there in front of him, you could do it too. I think that's a great attitude.
2 minutes and 24 seconds to go down in the Superdome, and again, New Orleans leads the Los Angeles Rams 27-26. We'll be back with some highlights as the NFL Today continues on CBS in just a moment.
Fred, you're getting married. You gotta look great, so stop shaving. It's better to get stroked in the morning.
The Bic shaver?
The Bic shaver is so responsive it doesn't shave you, it strokes you.
I'm gonna get stroked like this every morning.
And the Bic shaver's cheaper than blades, yet it's a blade and handle in one.
Fred, marriage agrees with you.
Well, he really got stroked this morning.
The Bic shaver, lots of great shaves from just one Bic shaver. Then it's time for the next. So don't shave, get stroked in the morning.
I got enough to worry about. My hairline, my waistline. When it comes to my money, our money.
We let someone else help us do the worrying.
Our IDS representative. He worries about planning for our future. And that means not just life insurance, but investments and savings, too.
IDS, not just insurance, not just investments, but a financial plan designed especially for you. When it comes to your money, let us help you do the worrying. IDS, we help people manage money.
We've talked to Walter Payton. Let's see how well he runs, Joe.
Brent, you always say that a picture's worth 1,000 words, but you just wonder. Walter Payton does more things with football than I've ever seen a running back do. Of course, they beat the Green Bay Packers by a score of 26-0. This is only an 11-yard run, but watch the way he does it, demonstrating power and determination down to the 5-yard line, setting up a touchdown run by his teammate Johnny Musso, and Chicago took a 6-0 lead. It's Walter Payton again, number 34, who gained 205 yards today, making a tough run inside for a touchdown. Chicago 13-0. Walter Payton again, touchdown Chicago. Chicago went on to win the game 26-0. He's simply a gorgeous running back.
And there's a gorgeous team, the Dallas Cowboys. They're about to be 7-0. No trouble at all today with the Detroit Lions. And let's take a look at some of the highlights. Here's Herrera kicking a 45-yard field goal that made it 6-0. Mark Washington, he replaced Kyle, who was injured in the secondary for the Cowboys. They didn't lose much right there on that pass by Landry. He got back down to the Lions' 18-yard line. Here's Staubach going over the middle to his tight end Dupree, who busts into the end zone for 6. Detroit was able to make only 2 first downs in the first half of that game. Here's Mike Hagman intercepting Landry's pass. And from there, Staubach will throw back across the field. Here he is, Laidlaw. And good blocking, and suddenly it was 20-0 Dallas. Tony Dorsett, how did he do, all you fans of Walter Payton? Well, Dorsett is coming. 17 yards in the open field. Saldi caught the pass that gave them a touchdown in the fourth quarter right now. It is 37-0. The Dallas Cowboys are ahead of the Detroit Lions, and so that's going to wrap it up. The Dallas Cowboys will be 7-0 after this Sunday. And that wraps up our coverage today on CBS. For Irv Cross, Phyllis George, I'm Brent Musburger, and I hope you enjoyed the NFL Today on CBS, and we'll see you next Sunday.
The NFL Today is sponsored by Levi's. We put a little blue jean in everything we make. Ford and your Ford dealer, who invite you to see their better ideas for 78, including Fairmont, the Ford in your future. Magnavox, touch-tune color television, computer sharp, computer fast. And by Mobil One Synthetic Motor Oil, the oil that does it all. The NFL Today is a presentation of CBS Sports.